Okay, I'm back. All right, this is, I think it's 4, maybe it's 5. I don't know. I lost track. Anyway, all right, where was I? And these are like little teachings. I'm hoping to one day put it all together in a little better package. In fact, we're making a series of DVDs, and with Moshe's permission, we'll be making a series, probably a 10-part series, video explaining the different sites that we went to. But my hope is eventually go back over to Israel in the next few months or even year to really go into depth of a whole commentary on information knowledge that is not normal knowledge. Okay, so where we're at is we're on the Mount of Olives, and we're overlooking the city of David, and it's an awesome site. And of course you see the Dome of the Rock where Muhammad has his footprint of his horse, and a lot of many Muslims come over I think once a year to make the trek to honor Muhammad. But also the Jewish also have different traditions. Although Moshe said, and this is what's sad, and this is why Moshe is doing what he's doing, is that 50% or 56% or 57% of the Jewish youth of today that live in like Tel Aviv or outside of the city of Jerusalem have never been to the city of David, nor to Jerusalem itself. 57%. Could you imagine? They don't even have an idea of their history or understanding of all that. Now, the city of David, again, is small, but yet there's all these countries that have vested interest in it. And what I was going to tell you a little bit about before was Moshe was telling us back in the 1800s when Queen Helena decided to set up these walls and stuff. She basically decided, hey, this is a great spot, and so she redesigned or put up what she thought was where Jesus, not only Jesus had stumbled and all this with the church, but the grave, the Garden of Gethsemane, and the whole walls of the eastern wall, the western wall, and so forth. Now, she had cut off probably half of what really today is known as the true city of David. I won't elaborate too much because this is still information that's being unfolded today, and part of the reason we went on this trip. The archaeological information and is not so much that we dug, but that we are actually digging in the sense of the spirit and in the understanding of the history. Now, one of the things that I learned, I guess the revelation, part of it I was praying to God to give me the revelation. Now, I was running around with a camera, and I spent a lot of time with the camera in Moshe's face, so it's kind of hard to gather all the information and write it down, because I like to write things down and make sure it's understood. So I'm having to rely on my knowledge and my memory. Okay, so the city of David, basically we went up to the Mount of Olives, like I said. Then we went down and we went through what we call, I don't know what to call the caves, but we walked down these caves into where the Hezekiah, the Pool of Shalom, or the Gihon Springs is, I should say. The Gihon Springs is a spring that comes up and goes through Hezekiah's tunnel, and is the only known water source that has been flowing for years and years and years, where they don't know where it's coming from. Now, he's told us some stories about that, and later on we went back and actually got to go down into the spring and then also get anointed. As we came out of the spring, we had a friend, Antonio, that Native American, that would pray for us and then anointed us as kings and priests as we come up out of there, because this was right next to where they have now found the coronation for Hezekiah. The coronation gate and the stairs leading up to the coronation. Now, this was a cool find because most people didn't believe that Hezekiah existed, and even the Melchizedek, which today they've actually found what they believe proved to be the Melchizedek kingdom as well. So if you can imagine all this history, and now it's going to have to be all rewritten because all this stuff from the 1800s was put in a different location. Now, with that in mind, keep in mind that the Kidron Valley that goes alongside there was the valley that a lot of the Muslims and even Jews would throw their trash, okay?